This forum is expected to be a rich mix of plenary presentations and group discussions, which will allow all dimensions of the issue of competitiveness to be identified, and more importantly, solutions to be provided. It is expected that these solutions will be implementable, because we know in the region that there's always implementation deficit. And it's always good for us to come and talk, but certainly what we want to do as a follow-up to this particular exercise today and tomorrow, to walk the talk. That is, to have solutions to the competitiveness challenges that are implementable and that we can see going forward enhance competitiveness in the region. I think at the end of the day, we want to be able to develop a set of principles governing competitiveness in the region, and to have these principles known to all parties in the region, both workers, employers, governments, and other agencies involved in the whole process of economic development. I will not, let's say, elaborate on the sort of micro or macro challenges facing the region at this point in time. Certainly, many of us are familiar with it. But certainly, we would expect that from the set of interesting presentations that we get during the next 2 days, both in plenary and also within the group discussions, that we would certainly have a rich menu of things and items that we can follow up on going forward in the region. So let me end by my welcome by complimenting, first of all, the Executive Director and a very small staff for organizing such a regional forum. I know she's been on my back for additional resources all the time, but I indicate to her that the university is a poor child, so therefore, and the Vice Chancellor hasn't given me many resources, so we have to be small. But certainly I always indicate that it shows, therefore, that smallness, or being small, is not only beautiful, but it can be productive, efficient, effective, and impactful. So let me compliment the Executive Director for mounting a conference of this nature with a very small staff. The university and the center certainly looks forward to you who are here for additional financial and technical support in expanding the work on competitiveness in the region, as we work certainly to enhance the various initiatives that will be undertaken by the various national competitive institutions. As many of you are aware, a number of countries in the region have established national competitiveness bodies, and certainly we want to work with them going forward to ensure that the region, broadly defined, not only CARICOM but the CARIFORUM, and that region enhances its competitiveness in the wider dynamic world.
There is no single policy or grand step to achieve competitiveness. Everything matters in improving a country's competitiveness: education, infrastructure, efficient capital markets, workforce quality, and social and political environments. But one sector cannot do it without the other moving in step. It is for this reason that we all have to work together in the public and private sectors, among labor and the community at large, to truly improve Trinidad and Tobago's competitiveness. I thank you.
Let me begin by congratulating the CCFC on its first anniversary. While 1 year is a relatively short period to be in existence when compared to other units, centers, and institutes of the University of the West Indies, which have been in operation for decades, I must say this Center for Competitiveness has made a notable impact in a very short period. What is very heartening, it has engaged our partners from government, business, and industry in its activities, and for this, I am truly pleased. I would like to commend the CCFC, led by its chairman, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Professor Andrew Downs, its energetic, committed, and thoughtful Executive Director, Ms. Indira Sajiwanali. I am certain that your accomplishments have been achieved as a result of very good, dedicated hard work, perseverance, and commitment. And I also recognize that you have done this with very little resources. This makes it even more commendable. I want you to join me in applauding the CCFC for the good work it is doing. I am therefore very, very pleased that the CCFC has brought together the major players of the Caribbean triple helix model, university researchers and academics, government officials and representatives, and the captains of industry from throughout the Caribbean region. As a regional university of the West Indies, we truly support this. I commend all of you for taking the time to be present here with us, to share your ideas, concepts, and the ways in which we can enhance the competitiveness of our firms and our businesses.
As a key supporter, I want to say just how delighted we are to see this centre taking shape and in this event see it already delivering on the ground. And in doing so, I want to pay particular credit to Mrs. Sajwan Ali. She is a real model of dynamic and energetic leadership. I was asked about a week ago just to write a short statement to go in your conference booklet. And I sort of said, yeah, that's fine, I'll just write a few things. She said, no, 180 words. And I was struck by that sort of demonstration of clarity and good organization, which I think we've also seen here. So I'm also struck that the extremely rigorous timings on the speeches, so I'm going to try to keep to that. Competitiveness, of course, is a global question. And if we look at the issue of economic growth in this region, since the financial crisis of 2008, it has been a very challenging picture across the CARICOM region and the wider Caribbean. It must be noted that prior to that, some of the fastest growing economies in the world were found in this region. So there's no reason why growth can't exist in this region. It also must be noted that at the moment, some of the fastest growing economies of the world are in this wider region, in Latin America. I think it's very important to hold on to those points, that this is not something which can't happen in this region. This isn't something which is beyond the will or the reach of the Caribbean region. As the Honourable Minister for Finance so accurately noted, we live in an information age where global rankings are widely available. A twin island state in the world, almost as far as you could possibly get from here, New Zealand, there it takes 1 day to set up a business. There's one country in CARICOM region where it takes over 700 days. So that's an example of some of the challenges that exist. And of course, the point about the global rankings is that anybody can look them up. So this means that it affects the way businesses make their decisions. I know this from my own daily work. I'm quite often contacted by British investors. Britain is I think, the #2 source of foreign direct investment into this country. And I get asked questions, not sort of generic, oh, what's it like in Trinidad? No, specific questions. What about this individual, this person in public life? How would that affect my investment? What about this situation? You know, so the degree to which people are well informed and make judgments globally which affect the economic prospects of individual countries can't be overestimated.
Today's forum will provide an excellent opportunity to exchange knowledge and experience on some of the ways in which competitiveness can be enhanced in the Caribbean. The event focuses on essential themes to promote competitiveness, including unlocking access to finance, competitive models, and the internationalization of small and medium-sized enterprises. I would like to join others in congratulating the Centre for having organized such an important forum today, and would like to join others in welcoming you to this important event. And I certainly look forward to the discussion and look forward to the innovative ideas that will come out of this event. Thank you very much.
I want to start by thanking all of you for participating in what I believe is one of the very most important initiatives on which our regional university is currently embarked. We, of course, have an abiding mission of driving Caribbean growth through education, research, and outreach. And I believe this in every way fulfills some of where and what we need to be doing. I wish to thank in particular the agencies represented by the persons today who have brought the various messages: the Inter-American Development Bank, CEDA, the UK government, but of course their agency differed, and the Trinidad and Tobago government, all of whom have had a hand in making this possible. As individual countries and as a region, the Caribbean cannot continue business as usual and expect to achieve improved innovation and competitiveness. The world we live in today is becoming increasingly borderless. This both simplifies and complicates development challenges for nation states, creating challenges and opportunities for all countries regardless of size and stature. This conflicting paradigm is of grave concern to the University of the West Indies. How do we surmount the obstacles while maximizing the possibilities? As Vice Chancellor of the region's leading tertiary educational institution, I am very concerned about the university playing its role in providing practical solutions to the region's development challenges. Yes, we train scientists, teachers, managers, researchers, and so on, all very important to nation building. But there is always the new emerging areas where we must respond by providing international best practices and cutting-edge solutions to our primary clientele, the region.
To know how to serve our clients, I think we need to first know who they are, and so that is the spirit behind the enterprise survey. There's a number of questions that we need to respond to, and the survey really addresses only the first two, which relates to the main characteristics of the private sector in the Caribbean, the challenges to private sector development, and the rest we are trying to address with this kind of data and with other kinds of information, which have to do with, what else needs to be done to improve the business climate, what are the kinds of policies that we need to support growth, and are the policies that we have currently adequate? And do we have the appropriate data to justify the actions that we are taking?